Okay, so let's get started. You guys, I know I've had Jana before on Zoom and Lily, I know your sister has done Zoom before, but if you ever have any questions or you need to say anything, you can either unmute and say it, or you can like wave in the camera, or there's also an emoji um, option. I think it's on the chat. Wait, where's the emoji? I forget where those are. At that bottom, the bottom tools down there, if you have different ways you can give a thumbs up or a wave or something like that. So anyway, you can use those things. We're going to start on page 97 in grammar. So let's 97 first here. Page 97. Okay. Um, we're talking about the phrase versus clause on this page. So we've talked a lot about this, so this should be pretty easy for us. There's a difference between phrases and clauses, and it says here, a phrase is a group of related words that contains either a noun or a verb, but never both. The way we memorized it last time was it usually does not have a verb in it. Here it says it could have a verb, but it never has both a noun and a verb at the same time. But the good rule of thumb is it usually doesn't have a verb. The most common phrase is the prepositional phrase, which never has a verb. That one never has a verb. A clause is a group of related words that contains both a subject and a verb. So clauses have both. So you have your main clause stands alone as a sentence. It expresses a complete thought. There's a dependent clause cannot stand alone as a sentence. It must be added to a sentence that is already complete. And you've already learned 3 types of dependent clauses. The which clause, we already use those in writing, that clauses, and adverb clauses. So the main thing to remember is phrases don't have a verb, but clauses do. Okay, that's the main difference between the two. So we're going to identify here, it says, decide if the following phrase is a phrase or a clause. Circle the correct answer. So we're going to take turns with these. These are parts of a sentence. They're not a complete sentence. But what you're going to do is look for a verb. If you see a verb, that means it's going to be a clause. If you don't see a verb, that means it's going to be a phrase. That's the basic rule here. So let's start with Lily. Go ahead and read the first one right here.
He approached the log.
Okay, do you think that's a clause or a phrase?
A clause.
It is. It's a clause because it has the verb approached. So because it has a verb, it's a clause. And then how about Jana? What's the second one?
Near the tall oak tree.
Okay, is that a phrase or a clause?
Phrase.
Good. It's a phrase because there's no verb there. It just says near the tall oak tree, and we know the word near is an actual preposition, so that's a prepositional phrase. And then Lily, what about the next one?
That was 100 years old.
Good. Phrase or clause?
Phrase.
Because it has the word was, that's a verb.
Um,
Yeah, that's actually going to be a clause. And it starts with that, and we know that's a that clause. So 2 reasons there. So don't forget about those linking and helping verbs. They're considered verbs too. And then the next one, this one's a little tricky too. Jana, what's the next one?
Where a stranger stood. Phrase.
Nope, it's going to be a clause because of stood. That's an action right there. Plus, where is an Asia word. So this is one of those adverb clauses. Yeah, tricky. So that's a clause. Next one, back to Lily.
Beneath a full moon.
Mm-hmm.
Phrase.
Yes, good. Beneath a full moon, there's no verb here. So that's a prepositional phrase. And then the last one for Jana.
Which shone brightly.
What do you think? Phrase or clause?
Phrase.
It's actually a clause because of the word shone. That's what it's doing. It's a verb. It's shining. And it's a which clause. Remember who which clauses? It'll get easier the more you guys practice these, but so think of what you like a because clause, you know, who which clause, that clause, adverb clause, all those clauses, all of them have verbs. And then the phrases do not. Okay, so look down here. It says dependent clauses begin with a word that causes them to be an incomplete thought. Draw lines to connect the type of clause to the word that would begin the clause. That's kind of easy. Like the who which clause, what is that going to begin with, Lily?
A who or which.
A who or a which. So you're going to draw a line to who, and then you're also going to draw a line, and I'm just going to kind of curve it around all these words over to which. So you're going to connect it to both who and which. How about the that clause, Jana? What does that start with?
That.
That's easy. Goes right there. They already did adverb clause for you if, but there's others that starts with too. So what other, Lily, what other words is in the adverb clause?
When.
Yes, when. So let's add that one. When. What else?
While.
While
And as.
and as. Good. They don't have all of them in here, but they have those. And then none. So none of the clauses begin with then, none of them begin with it, and none of them begin with at. So we're going to connect those last three there. And we're going to fill in the blanks here in this last statement. Every clause contains a blank and a blank. What do you think, Jana? Every clause contains a
Subject and a verb.
yes, very good. Subject and a verb. Awesome. That's pretty easy. Okay, after you write that in, we're going to go straight to the practice page next. So go to page 99. Lily, how about you read this sentence today?
Okay. Until that day, Robin had never met a larger man. Usually, Robin towered over others.
Okay, good. So in that sentence, the vocabulary is towered. You might have heard that term before when you're talking about how tall someone is, but usually towered just means like stands way above everybody else. Like if they're over 6 foot tall, that's usually pretty tall, taller than most people. So that's what towered means. So check the vocabulary. There's one article, so go ahead and find that and mark that by yourself. And then for nouns, Jana.
Robin.
Yes, that's good.
Um, man.
Good.
Day.
Good.
And the other Robin.
And the other Robin. Very good. Yep, those are the four nouns. Lily, one pronoun.
That.
No, it's not going to be that. That's telling
Um,
what kind of day.
Others?
Yes, there you go. Others. Very good. So it's taking the place of other people's names, probably from the sentence before. And then Lily, how about you do the adjectives too? So we already talked about that. That's actually an adjective here. So I'm gonna
So
mark.
that,
Uh-huh.
larger.
Good.
Mm, is there only two?
There's oh, yeah, there is two.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
looking at adverbs. You're right. That was it. Those two, that and larger. Very good. And then the adverbs, Jana.
Um, until.
No, that's actually going to be a preposition. So
Yeah.
think about, um, well, you know what would help? I think let's hold off on those. Let's find the verbs next because that's going to help us find the adverbs. Where are the verbs at?
Um, had.
Had is one. Good.
Met.
Good.
Over.
Not over,
A
but
tower.
there we go. Towered. Yes. So those three verbs are you know how it says right here, two subject verb pairs. Remember, that's
Yeah.
two subjects, but it could be more verbs. So you're right. Those are the three verbs. Um, so now I'm going to have Jana do this part too. So an adverb is going to tell how.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it has a ly. So we do have one ly in here. Do you see that one?
Usually.
Yeah, so that's going to be one adverb. But then look at met, and something's going to tell like how often.
Never met.
There you go. Never met. There you go. That's an adverb. Got those. Okay, back to the verbs. We already found those. So Lily, where are the subjects that go with these verbs?
Robin.
Good.
Robin again.
Robin again. Yep, those two. Good. Awesome. Main clauses. So Jana, these are going to be complete thoughts with both subject and verb pair in them. So do you see where the main clauses are?
Robin has never met a larger man.
There you go. Yes, that's one. Okay.
Um, Robin towered over others.
Good. I like how you did not include those openers. That's good. That's right. Those are the two main clauses. And then how about prepositional phrases, Lily? Where are those at?
Um,
So a big clue is look for words that don't have a label on them yet. That's going to be your big, big clue.
until that day.
There you go. Until that day is one.
Over others.
Over others. There you go. Good job. So that's why I saved those to the end because they're easier to find. So just a tip when you're doing your homework. There's two different openers. So I'm gonna have Jana do one and then Lily do the other one. Do you see where the openers are? Where's the first one, Jana?
Um, at until.
Yes, that's the opener. What kind of opener is it?
It's the prepositional.
Yes, which is a number.
Two.
Yeah, good. I'm gonna put two and then I'm gonna put prepositional here. And then for this one, actually, we need to put our period in here. So a period needs to go after man because that's a complete thought. And then here we have usually, what kind of an opener is that, Lily?
Number 3, ly adverb.
There you go. Very good. Ly adverb. Write that in, number 3. Awesome. Yay. Capitals, you guys can do that by yourself. Those are easy. two end marks. We already got one after man, and the other one is after others. And that's it. Awesome. So remember, just a reminder about your homework. When you sit down to do grammar, make sure you guys read the sentence out loud first before you start marking things. Read it out loud first. Then you can move around on this list, skip the ones that you get stuck on, because look how everything's marked by the end. So you can eliminate things as you go, and that should help you with that. Do you guys have any questions about anything today for grammar? Nope. Okay. Okay. All right. So we're done with that. And you can get out your binders now. Yeah, you guys worked on the story. You guys made up a little story from pictures this last week about the drone. Did you guys like writing that, or was that kind of hard, or what did you guys think about that assignment? I'm curious.
I think it was kind of fun.
Good. That's good. How about you, Jana? Hard, kind of fun, kind of in between.
I'm sort of still working on it.
So you're
So
still working on it? Okay. Okay. So, that's okay. You can finish it and turn it in when you're done with it. Try to finish it though soon because we're going to keep going and I don't want you to get too far behind. But Lily, do you feel like reading your story? I would love to hear it.
I don't have it with me right now.
Oh, okay. Did you already turn it in?
Yeah.
Do you want me to pull it up or do you not want to read it?
It's fine.
Okay, I'll pull it up. Let me see. Find it really quick. I think these are fun. I think they're hard though, personally. I've shared that before because I have a hard time being creative personally. I do better with like academic style writing, but it's just a preference if you like creative writing or like academic writing. Okay, let me zoom in so it's a little easier to see here. Nice. The Big Catastrophe. I like your title. Okay, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and read that.
Okay. It was a sunny morning when Dylan woke up. He was excited because it was his birthday. He dressed quickly and joined his family downstairs for breakfast. Once he was done with his hearty breakfast of waffles and oats, he opened his first gift, which was from his parents. Wondering if it could possibly be some new shoes or nice toy cars, he was shocked when he realized that what was in the box. Instead of shoes or cars, it was a drone, a shiny blue drone with small cameras on the bottom to record people. He happily thanked his parents because he knew that it must have been very expensive. Dylan's morning started off pretty amazing. Dylan took his new drone out to their backyard to give it a spin. Meanwhile, his father, mother, and little brother excitedly watched from inside. He remote controlled the drone to fly fast, slow, up, and down. He tried some new tricks, made it spin, do loops, and fly around the yard, zooming around the trees. He flew it around the neighborhood and around the park, which was right next to their house. He made it take a picture which was sent to the remote that had a little screen on it so he could get a view of the park without leaving his backyard. Then, after some time, he flew his drone back to his backyard to put it away because he knew it would die soon and it needed to be charged. While his family was still in the house, a big catastrophe happened. Dylan was flying it around the house, chasing it because he wanted to observe how fast it could fly. When he got tired, he started messing with some buttons. He wanted to know what these buttons did. He noticed a button that said AP, which means autopilot, but he didn't know what it meant, so he pressed it. It started to fly in a zigzag pattern, and soon he found out that he couldn't control it anymore. Then it went straight towards the car that was parked next to the house. He tried to stop it, but he wasn't fast enough. It crashed right into the windshield of his mom's
Oh
new car.
no.
His parents came running out of the house to examine the car. Once they talked with their son, they wisely came to a decision that because he is the one responsible for the accident, Dylan would have to pay for the damage that was done to the car with his own money.
Oh no.
The whole family went back to the house to have lunch and forget about the big catastrophe.
Oh my gosh. That's funny and sad at the same time. Very good though. Remember how we used to do this, Jana, in the camera? This is how we clap in the camera. Woohoo. Very good, Lily. I loved it. I loved
Thank
how
you.
you really worked hard at staying away from those banned words,
Yeah.
and that your dress ups are really, really good. And I love the plot. It's very creative. So I'm impressed. This is really good. I really like it a lot. So you must enjoy creative writing because it seems like it was natural for you to write this. That's a good thing. So awesome. Well, thank you for reading that. And then, Jana, whenever you get a chance, you can work on yours. And if you want to share it later, you can. If not, you don't have to. Same for Arabella. I know she's watching this later as a recording, but so we're done with the drone. Jana, you'll keep it in the front pocket till you're finished with it, but Lily, you can go ahead and put your drone stuff away in your finished compositions. By the way, that one page that is for the banned adjectives, that tan page, that one should go behind the tab that says banned words. So put that tan page behind banned words, but everything else is going to go away in your finished compositions, whatever you're finished with in your folder. Oh yeah, that yellow page, I forgot about that one too. So the yellow page that is writing from pictures, that can go behind model charts and outlines tab. Does that make sense, Lily?
Yes.
Okay, good. And then everything else can go behind your or in your finished stuff. And then for this week, we're going to pick up the pace just a little bit right now because we're a tiny bit behind schedule. So you guys are going to get out both week 11 and week 12. You're still only writing 3 paragraphs this week, but I want you to get out both week 11, which is Bora Bora and Dog and Table. Let me share my screen so you guys can see what I'm doing here. This is behind the source text tab. This is week 11 and week 12. We're going to do a little catching up this week. And you're going to have a choice between all of these. So you're going to get out week 11 and week 12. Don't forget to close those rings when you're done. And you don't need lined paper today because they already have the keyword outline on these pictures. So this will be the last week that we work on writing from pictures. And like I said, I'm going to give you guys lots of choices here. There's like 4 different choices of pictures. If you want to somehow combine some of these stories into one story, I'm okay with that if you want, but we're going to practice brainstorming together, and then you can decide which one you ultimately want to write about. So let's look at Bora Bora first. Thumbs up if you guys have all that out. I know it's a lot to take out. So, okay, Jana. Okay, good. So go to page 101. We'll start here on this one. Turn this off there. There we go. This is Bora Bora. It's the name of an island. And that's the name of this set of pictures here. And we're going to talk about it and brainstorm. But before we start, though, we need to write down the question words. Because remember how last week we talked about when you think, because we're exercising our thinking skills. When you think, you naturally ask yourself questions. And that's true when you think about anything, even if it's something you see on the internet. And maybe it's information that you don't know. Somebody's telling you information that you don't know. You need to think about it. You need to ask yourself questions like, where did that guy find the information and why is he telling me this, or why did he put it on the internet, or who did he get the information from? I mean, these questions are natural for us to ask. And it's important to realize that's what happens when we think. So before we start brainstorming here, let's at the very top of the page again, let's write down all our questions here. It's who, what, when, where, why, and how. Those are called the big six. Okay, there's 6 question words. All of our sentences that are questions in English begin with one of these words. Sometimes there's other words we can use, like is it going to snow today? You can use that as a question word, but these are the main ones. These are the main big 6 question words. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. These will help you with the pictures, with the plot of your story. We also have some extra ones that we use, and we talk about before, question mark, after, and outside. We talked about these last week too. So remember that word outside means what could be happening on the outside of the frame of the picture. I'm not talking about like outdoors. I'm talking about like looking at this first picture, maybe there's lots of people in this room, but you just don't see them. So that's just helping you come up with a plot as you look at these pictures. Okay. All right. And then remember, each picture represents a paragraph. So we've got 3 pictures, 3 paragraphs, just like you guys did for drone. And you'll see your outline is already handy dandy. It's right here. So you've got your Roman numeral 1, and then you've got 1 through 5, and then your clincher rule is here to help remind you of that. By the way, I noticed that on yours, Lily, that you did use your clinchers on there. I'm pretty sure you did, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, which is good. So you still want to keep that topic clincher rule going. Um, so let's talk about the central fact. I'm going to have Jana go first on this one. So the central fact, remember, is literally what's in the picture. So looking at this first picture, what can you tell me that's literally in the picture? Uh-oh, Lily just disappeared. Hopefully she comes back.
In the picture, it's like a boy looking.
Yeah, a boy looking at a book about Bora Bora, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
So we're going to take some notes here, but I want you to put what you think. So you can come up with a boy name. I'm going to put a blank, but you can come up with Bob if you like Bob, because we always talk about Bob. Or you can pick something different like Steve or Charlie or whatever boy name that you want to use in your story. Um, and then maybe book, and then Bora Bora, or whatever you come up with. Remember, you get to get creative on this because this is your own story here. It might just be you and me, Jana. I don't know if her power went out or if something happened to her internet. Oh, here she comes again. Okay. Ah, lovely Zoom. You never know. You made it back.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay. I know the internet's like wonderful and horrible all at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Like great, and then sometimes it's not. We were just talking about the central fact of this first picture. I put a blank here, but you guys can come up with a boy name because she was saying this is a boy looking at a book about Bora Bora. So that would be the central fact there. And then to brainstorm, remember, we're going through these questions like, where is he? So Lily, looking at this first picture, where do you think he is in that picture?
Um, Reading a book at a museum.
Okay, maybe a museum or a library, maybe, or maybe at his grandpa's house. Who knows? Maybe his grandpa was born there in Bora Bora and he had a big old book about it somehow. Um, who do you think, here's another good question. Who do you think is with him at this museum? Do you think he's with his family or with a class, or what do you think, Lily?
Are you with his family?
His family? Okay. You can think of another word to put there. Maybe they're on vacation and they stopped at a museum. By the way, if you look at that picture a little closer, you can tell on this picture side of the book, it looks like there's little huts and water. Like the huts are on stilts coming out of the water. That's kind of cool. So it looks like there's a volcano in the background. So that tells me it's an island somewhere. I don't know where Bora Bora is. I should know, but you could probably find it online if you wanted to look it up. And then on the left side of the book, there's like words and stuff. So he's basically studying about it, or maybe he's just dreaming. He looks like he's leaning on the table, like this chin on his hands. Maybe he's just like, man, I wish I could go to Bora Bora. It looks so nice. I just want to hang out on the beach and do nothing. So just like last time with the drone pictures, I'm going to leave it optional if you want to use the keyword outline. If it helps you, go through and cycle through these questions up here and fill in the keyword outline with some ideas. If it's easier for you to not use this and just sit down and start typing, I'm okay with that too. So it's up to you. The keyword outline is optional. Just the most important thing to remember is to keep each picture for each paragraph. So this is paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3. That's the main thing to remember. But let's jump down to here, Jana. I'm going to have you tell me about this middle one here. What do you literally see? What is the central fact in that picture?
He's looking at a picture of Bora Bora.
Okay, good. So whatever the boy's name is, looking at a picture, or it could be a painting. And what do you think about that one, Jana? Where is he? Is he in the same place, in the same museum, or is he somewhere else for that?
Same place.
Same place, okay. Maybe a different room. I'm just going to put different room, museum. Now I think he really is dreaming about it because he's just kind of like staring at it. Or he could be thinking, wait a second, that's the same picture I saw in the book. Something like that. It looks exactly the same, actually. He's like, wait a second. I know that picture. And then I'm just doing a couple of them for each, just kind of get your brain thinking, but you can fill this in later if you need it. If you don't need it, you don't have to, okay? So back to Lily, though. How about this last one? What is the central fact here? What's happening in that picture?
He's dropping coins into a jar.
Okay, good. Dropping coins into a jar. I like that. Or dropped. I'm going to use past tense. Coins, jar. Why? There's a good question word from up here. Why do you think he's doing that, Lily?
Mm, maybe to save up for a trip to Bora Bora.
I like it. Yep.
It says Bora Bora Fund on the jar.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Saving trip Bora Bora. Another class that I have, another idea that one of the students has was that he's saving money to help the people. Maybe the volcano erupted and they lost their homes in a fire or something, and he's wanting to help, like help them. somehow. That's an idea, something like that. But it does look like a trip, I think, that he's planning for too, that he really wants to go. And looking at his face, what do you think he's thinking here, Lily, as he's looking in the jar?
Mm, maybe he's sad because there's not enough money in it.
I'm thinking so. He's like dropping maybe a nickel. And, airplane tickets are pretty expensive, especially to a place like that. It's
Mhm.
probably going to be like $400, $500 just for one ticket. And if he's wanting to take his whole family, it's going to be more than $1,000. And he's only got, maybe 75 cents in here. Who knows how much money he has, but not much. So he's got a long ways to go. So he's like, hmm. And you could ask, like, what is he thinking? Maybe he's thinking about how can I make more money? How can I make money faster? Like mowing the neighbor's lawn or taking care of somebody's pets while they're gone. Maybe he's thinking, how could I make money faster? So that's something you could write about in that paragraph. Okay, so we got through that set of pictures. We're going to do that a little bit on each set. And then you guys, like I said, you get to pick which one you want to write about. So let's look at the next one real quick. The next one's going to be on page 103. And we don't have to rewrite the questions. You can just use the questions from the other page to help you with the plot. But this one is dog and table. That's what they're calling this one. So, Jana, looking at that first picture, what is the central fact here?
The dog is like sleeping with a lot of food above him.
Okay,
Oh.
we could put a name here for the dog. You can decide if it's a boy dog or girl dog. He was sleeping under, and then maybe I'll draw a table here. But whatever you guys want to put there. And then Jana, what kind of a meal does it look like it is? I mean, what do you see? What food do you see there?
Um, Turkey, like
Yeah.
bread, ham, and mashed potatoes.
Yeah, what does that remind you of?
Like Thanksgiving or Christmas Eve dinner.
I agree with that. So you can decide if they're celebrating Thanksgiving or, like you said, Christmas Eve, or it could be somebody's birthday. Um, I'm just going to put large feast. They also have a clock in that picture. That's literally there. And it looks like it's 5:45. So it looks like it's dinner time, right about. So you could use the word dinner somewhere in there. But looking at the next picture, Lily, how about this one? What's happening literally in this picture for the central fact?
The dog is sleeping on the table after eating all the food.
It looks like his head is up. So I don't know if he's sleeping, but I agree. It looks like he just ate all the food. Because the food now is gone. If you look, there's no turkey there anymore. It's almost like he's sitting there like, do do do, nobody saw anything. I didn't do anything. Nothing to see here. The cute doggy though. So food gone. Um, I'll put innocent. Maybe he's looking innocent, like I didn't do anything. And maybe he's a little worried because it looks like his little eyebrows are kind of going up a little bit, like, I sure hope they don't think it was me. Now, you could create some kind of situation where maybe there's another dog in the house and the other dog came in and ate everything and left, but he's going to be to blame. Could do that for this story. It's a good plot. And then back to Jaina for this one. What's literally in this picture here?
the the family is very surprised because all their food is gone.
Yes. Family, surprised, or shocked, either way. Um, I'm just gonna put gone here. I was thinking they kind of look like they're posed for a picture. They're, you know how they're kind of like standing all together, they're dressed up. Maybe they're doing the picture like in the living room, but they can see through to the dining room and they're all ready for the picture. And then they look past the camera and they're like, oh, and the camera goes click right when they're like gasping, like click, there's your family picture. No, our food is gone. Okay, so remember, you guys get to choose. It's going to be hard to pick because some of these are really good and it's going to be hard to pick which one, but that's basically what's going on here. And again, you can use this, or if you don't need it, you don't have to. Let's look at the next picture because we're going on to week 12 too here. So go to page 109 for this one. 109. We've got the bike. There's a new set of pictures here. I'm going to do the same process. Notice this third one is gone. It's just blank. And that's because they want you to create the ending. They're not even going to give you a picture. You're going to make up the ending all by yourself. So, Lily, what do you think what's the central fact here?
He is riding his bike.
He's riding his bike, pretty straightforward. So you can come up with a name for him. Riding bike. And another good question from those question words could be like, where is he going on his bike? What do you think, Lily? Where is he
It
going?
looks like he's going towards the ramp to jump.
Yeah, you peeked ahead and that's okay. Maybe he's at do they have those at a skate park? That's what I'm thinking. I don't know if you can take a bike on a skate park though.
I don't know.
I don't know either, but maybe it's a park. Park. Maybe he's learning tricks. And then Jaina, how about the second picture?
Going up a ramp. He's going
Riding up ramp. What do you think could happen at the end, Lily? What could happen here? What do you think you can make this part up because there's no picture? After he rides up the ramp, then what happens?
Uh, he lands wrong and breaks his bike.
Oh, okay. That's a good one. I like that. We could just put lands wrong, break. Could break his bike, could break a bone, hopefully not, but could. What do you think, Jaina? What do you think happens at the end here?
His bike goes upside down and he falls.
You guys are doing tricks.
And he only breaks the arm though.
You guys both have tragic endings to this one. If you didn't want to do a tragic ending, you could have him like, I don't know if you've ever seen on YouTube or anywhere where they jump like a bus or something, there could be like cars lined up and he's jumping over and he lands it. He could be like Evil Knievel. I don't know if you've heard of that guy before. He was back in I think the 60s, this guy who wore this crazy outfit, all American, and he rode a motorcycle and he was called Evil Knievel and he did tricks like that. He would jump over like 3 or 4 cars or even more and do tricks. Okay, so you guys can make that up. Okay, that ending there can be whatever you think. And then let's look at the next one, the last one, right here, this one, that you just have one here. So this one, get my stuff orderly here. You don't know the beginning or the end of this one. You're going to totally make that up. So we're going to just kind of jump to the middle here because that's the only picture we have. So how about Lily, what is the central fact for this picture in the middle?
It looks like they're doing a dance or a play.
Yeah, a dance, maybe ballet. Did you notice her shoe, her ballet slipper?
Yeah, he stepped on it.
So it looks like it's untied because that little string is supposed to go around your ankle and then you tie it there.
Hmm.
And it looks like so maybe um whoever they are in a ballet, and I'm just going to put the word untied here. That is not good. So knowing that now, what could possibly happen before it became untied? Can you think of a way to begin this story, Jaina?
Maybe like she forgot to tie one of her slippers.
Okay. Yeah, that could be one. She forgot. Maybe she was in a hurry. Maybe she was going to be late to the stage because they're probably on a stage. Maybe she's in the back, like, I gotta go. Lily, do you have any ideas of what could happen before this picture?
That was kind of the same, just he was rushed to get ready and forgot to tie one of them.
Okay. Maybe they're at a performance and they're rushed. She was rushed, and I'm just going to put forgot. So performance, rushed, forgot. And then Lily, what happens? Do you think how this is going to end? Is it going to have a tragic ending?
Maybe.
What do you think?
Uh, Maybe they trip and then they fall in the middle of the performance.
That would be like the worst, huh? Trip, fall, middle. What do you think, Jaina? What could happen at the end?
They both fall on top of each other into the audience.
No. Another tragic ending. That would be so bad. Off the stage into the audience. Or maybe like, you know how in those fancy ballet, like the Nutcracker, I don't know if you've ever seen that one, but sometimes the guy will like lift up the girl or like fling him across the stage. I don't know if you've ever seen them do that before. And maybe her shoe, her slipper flings off and hits somebody in the audience. That would be bad. Gives him a bloody nose or something. Another tragedy. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you guys can pick. You've got lots and lots of choices here. Um, Let me check something really quick. So the checklist I want you to use is going to be the last one, which is on page, it's here, on page 113. This is the checklist I want you to use no matter what picture you guys write about. And like I said, if you want to combine any of these, like the guy on the bike, maybe the guy on the bike is also the guy in the ballet. It could be that he's trying to ride his bike to get to the performance and he's late too, could be that kind of situation. Um, Hold on, let me check something really quick here. Let's see. I'm going to compare this to the drone week. Okay, we have two more dress ups. Oops, no, we have one more dress up. I don't think that the Asia clause was on your last one, was it?
No.
Okay. So we added a dress up here, the www.asia. Let's just write down those words below just to remind you of what those are. Do either of you remember what they stand for, the www.asia?
I know some of it.
When, what, where?
Okay.
It's when, while, where, and
Yep.
as, since, if, although,
There you go.
and because.
Well, and we're not going to use because, but I heard you too, Jana. I knew you knew those too. As, since, if, although. Oops, I spelled that wrong. I need an L in there. When, while, where, as, since, if, although. We're not going to use the dot B here because we already have a because clause.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we do use dot B though in the grammar book, so you're right about that. Because is there in the grammar book. So you're going to just use one of these words anywhere in the sentence. Pick a sentence in your paragraph, in each paragraph. Doesn't have to be the first word, so it can be in the middle. But use one of these words. So you're not going to count because here, but you also need a quality adjective, a strong verb, a because clause, a strong verb, a who, which, and an ly. So those are all still on there. But now you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words to underline in each paragraph. And just so you know, that's the max. We're not going to do any more than 6. Next, we're going to start learning openers to use in your writing. But as far as the dress ups, that's it. And those will stay there until we're done with the class in the springtime. So you will always have those 6 to do in each paragraph. And then again, your clincher, it says up here, clincher sentences repeat or reflect 2 to 3 key words of central fact, highlight or bold. So it's the same rule, the topic clincher. They're just calling it central fact. That's your topic sentence. Everything else on your checklist is pretty much the same. Watch out for those banned words. Probably think, thought, and seesaw. Those will probably be the hardest ones. Or actually
Go,
eat,
went.
go, went. Yeah. Eat, ate. They're all going to be hard. Let's be honest. Because if you're doing the one about the dog and the table, it's going to be hard to stay away from eat, ate.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you use your list that we worked on with other words to use, or you can use a thesaurus to help you with that. Any questions about your homework assignment this week? No? So again, you can pick, it's like a free choice here. Which picture set of pictures you want to write about, you get to pick. And if you want to combine any of them, you can if you want. Also, the keyword outline is optional. So if it helps you, you can use those, but you don't have to. The main thing is the checklist. This page right here, 113, to use that. Really quick, I want to show you guys how to search for any banned words in your papers, because I know both of you are now using the Google Classroom, the Google Docs. So oops, hold on. Let me pull up. Like, can I show on yours, Lily, how to look up if you have any banned words?
I don't know.
If you're
I
okay with,
think if you, huh?
go ahead.
The grammar check? Are you on Google Docs? No.
I have it right here. I'll pull it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah,
have to
I can
pull it
see
up.
it.
Yeah. So when you're doing Google Docs like this, and I know you do it too, Jana, there's a tool here, a toolbar. You see this kind of light blue bar right here with all your tools across at the top. You can actually, if you use this little down arrow right here, it'll give you even more tools right here. See how these popped up right here? So you would go to edit, that button on your Google Docs. And then at the very bottom of that little list of choices, you'll see find and replace. You'll click on that. And then it gives you this box in the middle, and you can type in your banned word. Like if I typed in, what's the first one? See, say, said. So I know it's going to be past tense, so I'm just going to look for that word said. And uh-oh, there is one, Lily. You accidentally
Oh.
said, uh-oh, uh-oh. So that's how you can check. If you see it, if it's in green, just go to it and you can fix it. Or well, I'm in teacher mode, so I won't mess up your paper here. Let me X out of that. But anyway, when you see it highlighted in green, you can fix it before you turn it in, and that way you know you didn't use it. Like let's look for saw. See if you accidentally use saw here. Nope. See how it says 0 of 0? That means you don't have any words that say saw. But did you guys notice as I was typing it like S, it highlights all the S's in your whole paper. So you got to spell out the whole word like that. Okay. You guys have any questions about that?
No.
Just a little trick for you before you turn it in to see if you used any banned words. So
Okay.
it's kind of handy on the Google Docs, but all right, you guys, that's it for today. Hopefully you have fun with that and come up with whatever plot using those questions. And then we'll see you guys hopefully in person next Monday.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, you guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye, Jana. Have a good week, you guys.